can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Today is November 19th, Monday, 7:30. Trustee Jones? Trustee Jones is absent. Trustee Horn?
Here.
Trustee Abraham?
Here.
Trustee Senior?
Here.
Trustee Tierney?
Here.
Trustee Miller?
Here.
Madam President, we do have a quorum.
Thank you.
Can we all please stand or be seated for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag.
of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Please have a moment of silence. Thank you. Item 2, public comment. I'll read from this disclaimer. While the meeting is open to the public and public comments are welcome in light of concerns related to the spread of coronavirus disease, COVID-19, the meeting will be streamed live online, and the village strongly encourages residents and participants to submit written comments to the village clerk prior to the meeting. Persons will be allowed to make in-person comments if they so desire. However, individuals will be brought into the meeting room one at a time, and all federal, state, and local protocols currently in place to alleviate the spread of COVID-19, including social distancing requirements, will be observed. Again, the village welcomes and encourages your participation in this process and thanks you in advance for your interest in the village's finances and affairs. At this time, Madam President, I have not received anything through the clerk's email for public comments. Do you have anyone physically in the chambers?
No.
Okay, so there will be no public comments. Next, item 3, communications. Mayor, I have comments, but I'd like to save them later for the village clerk's report if you don't mind.
That's fine.
Okay, moving on to item 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the November 2nd, 2020 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Miller. Madam President.
Thank you. Trustee Horn?
Yes, I would like to go on record saying that the minutes for November 2nd are not accurate and contains a lot of subjective language. Making statements such as Trustee Horn was combative and disrespectful to the mayor was inaccurate. In addition to that, they also state that my questions were answered and they were not. In actuality, Director Hood was prevented from answering my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham? Trustee Abraham? Trustee Senior?
No comment.
Trustee Tierney?
No comment.
Trustee Miller?
Just on an acknowledgement, I think if it seems like we keep having issues with the meeting minutes, it just directing this to the board president, just if we can kind of have a little bit of decorum and maybe take some of the language out of it, as Trustee Horn mentioned, and just kind of be straight to the point and just generic, maybe that'll help the situation.
Thank you, Trustee Miller, but I'm not responsible for the minutes. The clerk is, so that should be directed to the clerk's office.
Well, I
As far as
direct
the minutes.
you since you're the board president, and that was the only why.
No, I understand, but it's 2 separate offices. He's responsible for the minutes. I'm not
Okay, well,
responsible
then
for
I'll
that.
send it to him. That's fine, whoever. I just want to be noted just the same.
Thank you. I see Trustee Jones, I see that you joined the call. Do you have any questions about the November 2nd board minute meetings?
Just I caught the tail end of it. I just think that they just embellished some. I think it should be a little bit more direct and to the point, just to say exactly what happened in the meeting, not to make a subjective opinion about things. That's all. It should just say what happened, period. But that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Jones?
No.
Trustee Horn?
No.
Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And Madam President, these carry 4-2 to pass those minutes. Next item, minutes from the June 1st, 2020 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Miller. Madam President.
Thank you. Trustee Jones?
Why do we keep getting minutes that are 4, 5, and 6 months old? This is the 4th or 5th time we're getting old minutes. What is the problem that we're just not getting minutes from June and it's November?
That's
Mr.
your
Clerk?
comment?
I'm asking the clerk, why are we so late getting the minutes 5 or 6 months later?
Do you care for me to answer, Madam President?
Let's get through the questions and comments and come back to answer all questions at the end.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Trustee Horn?
No questions.
Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No comment.
Trustee Tierney?
No questions.
Trustee Miller?
No comments.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, will you please address Trustee Jones' concerns regarding the minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Jones and all trustees, there was a time during COVID where we were not in the office as much as we had been in the past, and we got backed up on the minutes. I am catching up to minutes. I only have 2 outstanding sets of minutes to catch up on. Those will be on the next board meeting, and we will be all caught up. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
No.
Trustee Horn,
No.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and that carries 4-2, Madam President. Thank you. Item 5, consideration to approve expenditures, grand total of all funds, $679,628.39.
Motion to
Motion to
approve.
approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Abraham, seconded by trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, Finance Chair, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Our first vendor is Baker Tilly Virchow Cross LLP, $5,452.50. Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency, $225,868.28. Delgado Law Group LLC, $25,580.90. Echo Clean Maintenance Incorporated, $2,504. Ferguson Facility Supply, $4,344. Geno's Heating and Plumbing Incorporated, $14,418. Illinois County Risk Management Trust, $337,909. Law Offices of Philip M. Fornaro, $9,845. Petroleum Technologies Equipment, $11,750. Timothy J. Hicks, CPA, $6,675. Verizon Wireless, $3,235.72. Windstream, $3,640.10. Total expenditures over $2,500 is $650,922.50. Our total expenditures is $679,628.39. Our percentage of total is 96%. We do have an electronic payment for our vendor for Chase credit card, and these are payments reflective of 10/25/20 in the amount of $4,764.75. To the funds that will be affected, general fund, $431,815.75. Garbage fund, $1,556.04. Capital projects fund, $1,500. Water and sewage fund, $244,756.60. Grand total, $679,628.39. That's the end of my report, Madam Mayor and trustees.
Thank you. Trustee Jones?
No comment.
Thank you. Trustee Horn?
I didn't see an AP warrant list attached to my email with the other attachments that come at a later time. If you're talking, you're on mute.
Mr. Clerk?
I believe that was included. If anyone else received it, then it was definitely included. If no one
Did you
else,
guys receive it? Am I the only one that didn't get it? Was it embedded in the attachments?
it was just like it always is.
If you're talking, Trustee Miller, can you take
Yeah,
it?
sorry. I received it though. It's included in there as warrant list. It says warrant list and details.pdf.
On what page are
Madam
you
Mayor.
referencing? Is
I'm
it a separate, I'm
I'm
sorry.
referencing the original email that I received at what time was this? From the clerk. Oh, actually, I received it this morning at 10 a.m.
Okay, I didn't get anything at this morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, sorry.
What?
No, I'm
Oh,
looking at
no,
my
sorry.
emails.
Sorry. No, that's what time I received the revised the agenda. Received this email.
Should have been Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. That's it, Trustee Horn?
That's it.
Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Tierney?
Questions?
Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
And just for clarification, Trustee Horn, you are on this distribution list with all other trustees and department heads and the mayor, so you all received the same exact thing. There was nothing different sent to you. Roll call. Trustee Jones.
No.
Trustee Horn.
Abstain.
Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Tierney.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And Madam President, it carries 5-1 to pay the bills. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6, old business, we have none. Item 7, new business. Item A motion to accept and approve the preliminary estimate of the 2020 property tax levy collected in 2021 in accordance with the Truth in Taxation Law of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you. As required by state law, this board must approve the estimated tax levy at least 20 days before the levy itself is passed. The amount for the preliminary estimate of the 2020 property tax levy collected in 2021 in the amount of $7,001,450 is in accordance with the Truth in Taxation Law of Illinois. Trustee Jones.
Oh, I have no comment.
Thank you. Trustee Horn.
No comment.
Trustee Abraham.
No questions, Madam Mayor.
Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Trustee Tierney.
No comments?
Trustee Miller.
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Tierney.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next item B, an ordinance authorizing and approving an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of Maywood and the Village of Broadview for the construction, operation, inspection, and maintenance of an emergency water interconnection located at 10th Avenue and Roosevelt Road.
Motion to
Motion to
approve?
approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Tierney, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you. The purpose of this ordinance is to authorize and approve an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of Maywood and the Village of Broadview for construction, operation, inspection, and maintenance of an emergency water interconnection located at 10th Avenue and Roosevelt Road. Director Ames, will you please give some input on this ordinance or this intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Broadview and Maywood for the trustees, please?
Yes, Mayor. This is, in essence, a service connection to provide the Village of Maywood water in an event of an emergency. So the cross connection feed would be right at 10th Avenue and Roosevelt Road, and it would supply portions of South Maywood if in fact they were disabled and unable to deliver water in the normal fashion to that area of Maywood. The ordinance before you would specify, and it does specify, the repair, construction, maintenance agreement in which Maywood would be responsible for it. So this is kind of like setting up mutual aid in the event of an emergency. We have it in place with Westchester. As a matter of fact, we have those cross connection feeds open right now as we were repairing the inside of the water tank, which is recently been put back online. So we will close those cross connection feeds and allow our system to operate normally. So in essence, this would be the same type of service or mutual aid that would be extended to Maywood.
Thank you. Trustee Jones,
I have no question.
trustee Horn,
I have nothing.
trustee Abraham,
No questions.
trustee Senior,
No questions.
trustee Tierney,
No questions.
trustee Miller,
Do we have an estimate of how much the cost would be for this, or are we waiting for bids or something?
Well, because we're not responsible for any of the monetary, you know, construction or maintenance or repair, that is not within, you know, within our jurisdiction. We will not be paying anybody, so we don't need to necessarily recognize any bids. We did have the design approved by Hancock Engineering, who is the shared engineers with Maywood and Broadview. So Public Works was satisfied with the design of the cross connection feed, and for, you know, at least our responsibility, you know, that's pretty much all the input that was required.
So Maywood is covering the cost that Hancock is charging for the design?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Broadview will not be responsible for any costs associated with this cross connection feed, not design or construction.
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
Aye.
trustee Horn,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 6-0 unanimously. Thank you. Next is item C, an ordinance authorizing and approving an interfund loan for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you. The purpose of this ordinance is to authorize and approve an interfund loan for corporate purposes from the village's water fund to the general fund. We are up for a bond issue, and our audit is still under review with the auditors, but it also allows us to have better interest rates. So I had asked Tom Reedy to jump on the call to explain this legal document as it relates to the transfer of funds from our water fund to our general fund. And Tim Hicks, Director Hicks, can chime in and get any questions that you all may have. So Tom, will you go ahead and take it over, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and good evening, trustees. As the mayor mentioned, this ordinance authorizes an interfund loan from the water fund to the general fund to pay debt service that's coming due on December 1st of this year. Ordinarily, we would pay that debt service with the proceeds of the village's rollover bonds, which we were set to sell last week or this week, but we've seen a good amount of volatility enter into the market for various reasons. One being the uncertainty following the presidential election, and then following that, we've had two, I would say, positive announcements regarding COVID over the last 2 weeks related to potential vaccines with some success, which from a standpoint of the world as a whole, that's a great thing, but it has created a lot of volatility in the capital markets, and it has caused what we believe to be a short-term kind of spike in interest rates. So we're recommending paying the debt service with funds on hand for now, and waiting for the market, some stability to return to the market, so that we can achieve stronger interest rates for the village. And this step will allow, importantly, the issue to remain tax exempt. And as a kind of a secondary benefit, since we are delaying the issuance slightly, we will save on interest costs for the village because those bonds will be outstanding for a slightly less amount of time. And we do expect that the market will calm down significantly, especially once we get past the inauguration of our new president. But also once we get past, a finalized election result and some more clarity on the vaccine status related to COVID.
Thank you, Mr. Reedy. Trustee Jones, you have any questions or concerns?
Two things. First of all, what is the final amount that's going to be transferred from water to general?
I believe it'll be $944,025. That's the amount of debt service that's due on the village's outstanding alternate bonds on December 1st.
Okay, and then what? Am I to assume that once the rollover bond is done, that we're automatically going to be paying the water fund back? Or what mechanism are we going to use to replenish the water fund? Madam President, Finance, somebody?
Director Hicks?
Yeah, the agreement is what is going to dictate that. So this is what in the legislation, it mentions that, that once the proceeds will go to the water fund to make the payment for the inter-fund agreement. So there will be a transfer of cash back from the general fund to the water fund.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Trustee Horn. You're on mute.
Thank you. I'm reading the information and it doesn't make mention that the loan that's going to be taken from the water fund is going to be used to pay debt service. It makes mention that the loan is going to be used to maintain effective operations of the village. Is there a difference between the two?
No, I think Mr. Reedy kind of specified what that meant in terms of making prudent sense on waiting so that we can have some stability in the market. You also mentioned the benefits of waiting. So I'm not exactly looking. What are you looking for to specifically say that?
Yeah, I would like to know how the money is going to be used. If it was going to be used to pay the debt service of the bond, it doesn't make mention of that in the agreement. It uses a vague term of continuing efficient operations of the village. So it just implies different things, at least in my head it does. Director Hood, I have a question related to the interfund loan agreement. When it comes to the amount that's going to be made, why does the interfund loan agreement documents $1,200,000 versus the $900,000+ that was referenced?
Because that's the
Director
amount.
Hood, I'm sorry, Director Hicks, I was talking to Director Hood. Thank you.
I'm answering the question.
But that's okay. My question was directed towards Director Hood.
I'm answering the question.
Director Hood, can you please answer the question?
Because
you guys
the
are all on the
bond
finance committee. Is there a reason why Director Hood can't answer my question?
we're going to give you the same answer.
Well, then that
So
can come from Director Hood. Director Hood, would you please answer my question?
the bonds are going to be issued or
Director
have a
Hicks, thank you for
up
providing your
to not
information,
to
but
exceed amount.
there's a
So
reason why
that's
I'm
why.
asking. There's a reason why I'm asking Director Hood. And there must be a reason why he don't feel like he can chime in and answer it. I digress. Thank you. I have no more questions.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
I too would like to know why the amount is different, and either one of the finance committee members can answer.
So the amounts that's listed in agreement matches the amount of the and with the rollover bonds, the not to exceed amount. So those amounts match exactly. So if we so that's the reason why the amounts are different in terms of the what will actually be paid for the debt service that's due.
And this might be preliminary right now, but do we have a repayment time frame?
No, that would be dictated by when the bonds are actually issued and when the proceeds are received. So
What's
if
average time?
Really can't give you an average time. I mean, as Tom Reedy indicated, the market would dictate when we would go back into the market to present the bonds to bondholders. So with the volatility that's going on in the market, it makes more sense for us to wait. And who knows? We can't. I mean, if we could predict when that volatility would go and stop, then we probably wouldn't be working. But in all seriousness, I would say the next couple months or so. With all of the good things that are taking place, within the market just recently. So it could be, no more than a couple months at best.
Thank you.
That's it, Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Thank you. Just for the record, Tom do not have a microphone in his office in the village, so he's in the finance, and the computer that he on don't have a microphone, so he just came to let us know that. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
Nay.
Trustee Horn,
No.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
No.
Madam President,
Yes.
and this item carries 4-3. Thank you. Item 8, applications for the authority to expend funds. We have none. Bringing us to item 9, village clerk's report. I will be brief, but this is very important, and I hope everyone can hear me. I hear individuals in various conversations stating that the pandemic is only as bad as the media makes it. This is so untrue. These individuals obviously have not been directly affected by the coronavirus as many of us that are listening have been. Some of us have close family members that have been affected. My brother is fighting COVID-19 as we speak. COVID-19 does not watch CNN or Fox News. It affects anyone and everyone that does not take this seriously. This is very serious. By taking this seriously, I mean wearing a face cover, especially in public arenas. Washing your hands for at least 20 seconds or more with soap and water. Keeping a safe distance. Avoid close contact with people that are sick or cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue and then throwing that tissue away. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces such as the phone, door handles, railings, appliances. And if you think you're affected or you feel sick, stay home, get tested. This COVID-19 virus is ramping up, and currently the cases are higher than anything that we've experienced in the spring and early summer. We are all tired of the change in the way that we have to live life for over the past 9 months. But we are not out of the woods. The only way that we will beat this virus is with a concerted effort by all to follow the CDC recommendations. Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Next is item 10, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And just to piggyback off the COVID related, this past week has been very challenging and stressful as it relates to all the conference calls and emergency meetings that we've been having with all of the mayors. There's 275 mayors in the metropolitan Chicago area. We've been meeting almost every day. And tomorrow we actually have a call with the governor in his office as it relates to COVID. But as it relates to the village of Broadview, and I've shared this on a conference call that I had over the weekend with some community partners, as I represent the proviso mayors in the proviso township, that we have to be diligent and we all have to have the same messaging. And sometimes when we look at the news and we look at what the numbers are for the state and the county, those are big numbers. And so I like to break it down as it relates just for the village of Broadview, because that's more relatable and it's understandable, and we can understand those numbers and the impact that we have. So as of today's date, about maybe 4:30 or 5, I looked at what our numbers were for the village of Broadview. And from Saturday to today, we have 420 confirmed cases. That's 27 new cases within a 2-day time frame. Our increase rate is 161%. We have put in a mandate within village employees. All village employees are required and must wear the face mask within the village of Broadview. So whether you're in public works, the fire department, police department, administration, building, everyone is masked up inside the building. Today, the metropolitan mayors, we put out a press release on behalf of the 275 member mayors of the Metropolitan Mayor Caucus. This is not about politics or a political affiliation. This is about reducing the coronavirus transmission. Please continue to wear your face coverings and continue to follow the guidelines. Wear your face mask when you are indoors at a public place or outdoors where people are. If you are encountering with people outside your immediate family, it is still best practice to wear a face mask. Continue to practice social distancing by always staying 6 feet apart from others. It is critically important that we come together in these days and weeks to combat the coronavirus pandemic. And so now we are approaching the holidays, and we know that most families like to congregate and spend time with their family at Thanksgiving. I know that's a traditional holiday for me and my family. And this year is going to be quite different because I just got news today that my mother has been diagnosed with COVID, and she is the cook in the family. So it's going to be very different, and it's going to be very challenging because I am an only child now that my sister is deceased and my brother lives in another state. So trying to work with her, take care of her and make sure she's healthy and she's safe. So it's quite different, and it's going to be quite different for a lot of families in the state and through America. So just take the protocols, don't align it with a political affiliation. It's not politics. And I can tell you, Friday, I had a small procedure over at Loyola Hospital. And from the time I entered into the hospital, I was masked up. While I was waiting to have my procedure, I heard 4 ICU COVID-related calls. And so talking to the doctors and the nurses that was caring for me at that time, I was just asking them what was that about and what's been the impact of the hospital. And those are the conversations that people are not hearing. We're hearing from the elected officials, but I think if you had a conversation with a nurse or a healthcare provider that's within the hospital system, you would hear a different story. So it's very serious, and the numbers is rapid, and it's not just old people, young people, Black, white, Republican, Democrat. It's everyone that's being impacted or diagnosed at some point. And I'm sure each of us that's on this Zoom call or that's listening to us electronically that know somebody that's been tested positive for COVID or have even lost their life to the coronavirus. So let's all say the same message. Wear your face mask, wash your hands for 60 seconds. If you're sick, stay at home. I truly believe if we all as leaders say the same messages and post on your social media outlets that you have and talk about the virus and the impact that is on a personal level, it may resonate to someone where they're more vigilant and diligent in how they respond to the virus. And I know over the weekend, I was talking to the clerk and, you know, people congregating at homes and stuff like that. And it would just be inappropriate for us to just go knock on doors and tell people you can't congregate with someone. We don't want to do that. And it's a great impact. And we know that we have our business partners that's very concerned about a possible shutdown or the impact that's going to be a financial impact to them. And so we just want to be fair and diligent, but we also want them to know that we're there to support them in their efforts, but it's all about safety at this point. Even within the village employees, we've had employees that's been tested and have tested positive for the coronavirus, and some of them have been very sick, and a lot of them have returned back to work. So let's just do our part, Broadview, do what we have to do to stay safe and healthy, but keep in mind that even when we leave outside the village of Broadview, we still have to leave and come back home, and the numbers are growing. So I will continue to do the robocalls to let you all know where we are as a village. And as I get information from the governor's office or Cook County President Perwinkle office, we would make sure that the information is communicated to the people that live and work in the village of Broadview. Tomorrow, Cook County, well, no, not Cook County, I'm sorry, the Quinn Center is giving away a Thanksgiving box pickup. You can call them at 708-397-6111. The forms have been emailed to all residents who received the village's email. So on Monday, November 23rd, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., seniors only, and 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for everyone else. If your last name is between the letter A and the letter N, like Nancy, you can go pick up a food box, but you have to register, and you can call the number that I gave, and I'll give the number again. And then on Tuesday, November 24th, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., seniors only, 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. for everyone, and that's for last name with the letter O through Z. And that phone number, if you don't have the form, you can call 708-397-6111. If you do not register, you will not be able to pick up a food box, so you have to register by either emailing this form back to them or calling them. On Monday, November 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be hosting a Thanksgiving food giveaway serving 1,000 families. And that's going to be held at the Broadview Village Square. And that's in partnership with Majority Leader Kimberly Lyford, Black Men United, World Vision, and PLCCA. The Broadview Park District is hosting a coat and boot drive. The drop-off is until December 18th, and that's going to be located at Schroeder Park. They're also going to be hosting a Broadview food giveaway drive-up unity in the community on November 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can get more information from the Broadview Park District. It is also with great sadness that I announced the death of Mr. Leodore Yancey. Mr. Yancey was a true public servant. He served on the Fire and Police Commission for the Police Department. He was a Park District Commissioner. He also served on Lindop School Board and the Pace School Board. He was well known in the Proviso Township, and he would be truly missed. On December 3rd, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., we're gonna host a Zoom Finance Committee meeting to talk about our financial audit, the amendment of the village budget, and the tax levy. With that being said, I just want to let everybody know to be healthy, stay strong, and we're here to support you. If there's anything that we can do in the village of Broadview, we're here to support you. And with that being said, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Second.
Clerk, you muted.
You're on mute.
I apologize. It was properly motioned by Trustee Miller, seconded by Trustee Abraham to adjourn the meeting. We'll take a roll call, please. Trustee Jones? Trustee Jones was absent. Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this meeting is hereby adjourned at 8:10 p.m. Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Be safe.